Well, okay, this is what we're going to be making today. I know you see a lot of treats on this table, but today we're going to be making some banana pudding cups, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. All right, so don't be alarmed. This is going to be made from scratch, guys, and it's super easy if you follow my steps. To a pot, I added both of my milks, and I added vanilla extract. Now you can do vanilla extract or vanilla bean. I chose to go with a vanilla bean. So I emptied all the beans out of the vanilla bean pot, and then I went on ahead and threw the pot in there as well. So I let it mix a little bit, and I started the temperature off at medium heat, and then I brought it just to a simmer, not to a bubbling boil, just to a simmer. And then once it gets to a simmer, you can go ahead and remove that from the heat and let it cool down. Now I'm going to add my egg mixture by just adding my eggs to a bowl, as well as sugar and cornstarch. I am now mixing that very well. You want to give it a good rigorous mix to make sure everything is well incorporated. Of course, it's going to look a little lumpy like so, but once everything comes together and starts pulling together, and that sugar start expanding and connecting with that egg, with the egg yolks, you'll see a mixture similar to something like this. It's going to be a little bit thick, and the end result will be something just like this. So once the mixture is to this consistency, I'm going to go ahead and add in my hot mixture, which is my, I'm sorry, I had a brain fart, which is my both of my milks. We're going to add both of our milks into this mixture, our egg mixture, and we're going to just do it in increments, because if we do it all at one time, it's possible that you could get those lumps back up and that mixture will seize. So the reason to do it in increments is to make sure that everything gets incorporated properly, to where your hot and cold mixture isn't being combined too much at one time, and it seizes. So that's why I added it in about 3 increments using a 1 cup measuring cup. So once I added that in and got it mixed, got the mixture going very well, I went on ahead and finished it up with pouring in the rest of my liquid mixture, which was my milk, both of my milks, and then both of my milks, as well as my vanilla bean. So anyway, I went on ahead and mixed it, make sure everything was well incorporated, and then poured everything in there. Now once we get everything in a bowl, we're going to give it another good mix. Don't forget that your vanilla bean pot is just fine to be added in there as well. We're going to give it a good mix, and then place it back into a pot so that we can cook this mixture and cook it down to where it's thick enough. So it's going to be our vanilla custard base. This is what we're using for our vanilla pudding cups. So once I got the mixture going, it's gonna thicken up just like so. This process, I'm sorry, took me about a good 10 to 12, possibly 15 minutes, just depending on the temperature of your stove. But you want this to be at a medium heat, guys, so that you constantly are stirring, so it's not seizing, that it's not bubbling, crumbling, or anything like that. You want a nice, smooth, even vanilla custard. Once you get it to this thickness, this capacity of thickness here, you want to go ahead and add in your last ingredient, which is going to be your butter. So once you add your butter in, you're going to mix it well. And guys, hey, don't forget to take out the vanilla bean. Remember, take out the vanilla bean. Anyway, go ahead and add your butter into that mixture, and make sure that your butter is melted down into this mixture really well. Now, I went on ahead and also added just a little bit more vanilla extract. You don't have to do this. This is optional. I mean, a little bit more vanilla extract, trust me, definitely goes a long way. So you guys don't have to do it. It's still going to taste really, really well without it. That part is optional, because remember, we added in our vanilla bean already. So now we're going to go ahead, once our butter is melted, and place all of our ingredients into a bowl big enough to where we can place some plastic wrap on top and then cover it. So the reason for placing the plastic wrap on top of this custard is so that the custard does not get a skin on top. So then we're going to go ahead and set that to the side. Now I'm getting my whipped cream ready, because we're going to add this whipped cream into our custard, guys. This is super, super easy, you all. If you have a question, please don't hesitate to ask. So I went on ahead and added in my heavy whipping cream into my mixing bowl. I made sure my bowl was super cold. My paddle is also super cold. So it was in the freezer before I started preparing my whipped cream. once I added in my milk, which is my heavy cream, I let it mix for just a bit, and then maybe like a minute, and then I went on ahead and added in my powdered sugar. So once I added in my powdered sugar into the mix, I continue to let it mix. Guys, I'm letting this mix on medium, so it's mixing on medium, and once you have it mixing, you can, after you added your sugar, you can add your vanilla extract in, okay? Vanilla extract is definitely optional, guys, but it does enhance the flavor a lot. So I let that mix on high speed after that, and then this is the mixture consistency that you want to see. Soft peaks. This is the soft peak stage, which takes all about 3 to 4 minutes if your mixer is mixed on low, but I want stiff peaks, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue to mix this in my hand very rigorously until I get stiff peaks. The reason for doing this is because once you get to the soft peak era in your mixing bowl and you continue to let it mix, it's possible that you could over mix your whipping cream, and then from there it's going to be very curdled, and we don't want that. I want a nice, good, smooth mix, and I want the stiff peaks like you see here. Not over mixed, not crumbly, just nice and smooth. So from that, I'm going to take about 3 to 4 cups of this heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to add it into our vanilla custard, which again is going to be the base of our banana pudding cups. So I went on ahead and added in that the whipping cream, and then I'm going to go ahead and fold everything in. So this is what you'll be doing as well. And guys, please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I know it may be a bit tedious, but I promise you this process is absolutely worth it. So I folded it in. I did not mix the whipped cream in because I want to make sure that the whipped cream stays together and it doesn't fold. It doesn't cave in. It's just going to make my custard very even, very silky, very smooth without any lumps. So that is the reason why I'm folding it in instead of mixing it in, because it could curdle. Okay, so once I got everything mixed in, now I'm going to go ahead and cover the top with the plastic wrap that I mentioned to you guys just a little bit ago. I'm going to place it right on top so it doesn't gain a skin. And now I'm going to go ahead and place the plastic wrap on top. We're going to set that to the side for 2 hours in the fridge, or you can set it overnight. The least you want to make sure you do is 2 hours, of course. So now we're going to go ahead and use our Nilla wafers and mix these cookies. We're going to grind them up really good because once again, we're making cups. So we're going to grind them up really well so that we can place them in the cup. Of course, need I say more about the Nilla wafers? You can't really have a traditional banana pudding without vanilla wafers. I also use chessmen cookies, guys. These chessmen cookies are going to go on the top of my banana pudding cups. So I'm using these. I have 12 cups here, so I just want to make sure I have the same amount of cookies as per the cups. So now that I'm preparing everything, I'm going to bring my whipped cream back out and place it in a piping bag. You also want to place your vanilla custard as well in a piping bag. So basically, if you guys are not following me so far, I want to make sure I have everything prepped and ready to go so that when I'm building my glasses or my cups, I have easy access to each of the toppings. So I'm going to go into the cup first with the base, which is our vanilla custard, and then I'm going to top that off with our cookie crumble that I just crumbled up. From there, I'm going to follow it up with the whipped cream, and then I'm going to start the process all over again. But first, before doing that, I'm going to add more cookies into the glass. So that is how the process of me building my cups go. And guys, I get it. I understand. I did miss a step, and I wonder if you guys caught that. But anyway, I forgot to add the most important ingredient. Well, the second most important ingredient, which was the bananas, guys. So I completely forgot to add the bananas. I ended my video and realized that I didn't add the bananas. So what I did was took these cookies off the top of these cups, honey. I cut up some bananas misting and I added them onto the top. Now, I wasn't able to deconstruct the whole glass, so I just added them on top so that I can make sure that the second most important ingredient to this vanilla the second most important ingredient to this vanilla banana pudding is the bananas. So I went on ahead and topped it off, and then here you go. This is the finished product of the banana pudding cups. They came out so good. They were a really big hit in the crowd. As you guys know, I am a pastry chef, so I do all types of treats. I live in the Houston area. If this recipe was a bit too tedious for you, let me do it for you. You can contact me on my social media platforms, and I'm also going to leave a link for you to contact if you are interested in ordering any of these pastries for me in the Houston area. Thank y'all so much for watching. And please subscribe if you did enjoy the video. And here's another video with some great pastry ideas that you can do for any occasion. Thank y'all for watching, and catch you in the next video. Catch you next time.